What's it been like this fall?
Oh, it's been great. I think Coach Parker has had him a lot most of the time, and it's hard to get as much time as I like with him, just with focusing on the season. He's been doing some scout team stuff, but we do watch it, and when we watch it, you see flashes and you're impressed.
And what you said he was working with Coach Parker. Have you seen physical gains?
Yeah, I mean he's getting stronger. His body looks better. Obviously, his explosion, the way he comes off the ball. I mean, he just looks different than when he first got here, and that's a tribute to what they do in Rutgers.
What are your thoughts for this week of Maryland, of all teams, finishing the season?
Well, Maryland right now is planning to go to a bowl game. They have talent on both sides of the ball to do some things schematically that is challenging for us, but there's definitely an opportunity for us in the pass game to take advantage of some of the things they do. They're going to press us on the outside, so we've seen that pretty much all year, so we just got to continue to improve.
For you personally, coaching in College Park has to be special.
Yeah, I'm getting text messages from a bunch of my buddies talking trash, and I really can't. It's like you're in a weird spot. Like you can't really talk trash because like that's some of your past and also your future. But I get them tickets to the game and tell them they got to wear Rutgers gear.
You just have to get together at Lido Pizza after. Or
no
something?
doubt. You know about that, huh?
Hey, I'm a Virginia guy.
Awesome.
For you, have you been back there? Forgive me for not knowing. Did Purdue go back there?
No, actually Purdue would have been scheduled to go this year. They played them this year, but I haven't been back for a game. I've been back in the summertime when I've had a little bit of break, but I haven't been back.
This will be your first game there since your
my
senior.
First game there. Yeah.
What are your memories of your career there?
Well, it just we had a lot of success. Obviously with Ralph, did a great job with the program and turned it around. I just remember the excitement of not that whole area, the Maryland, D.C., Virginia area when we were winning. Basketball was rolling. We had a lot of sports that had success, so it was a fun time.
You were there kind of when they went from not very good to good, right? And how has that helped you here as a coach with trying to tell the players I've been there?
Well, I think that's the biggest thing. I try to tell them I can relate to what they're going through. I see a lot of similarities in Coach Ash is how Coach Regent was is trying to turn a program around. And the demands that they have on the team, on the staff. So there's a lot of similarities in that aspect. But obviously going through it as a player, you understand more what they go through, how hard it is to actually turn that corner. But then you understand it's about details. It's not necessarily about talent. We weren't the most talented team at Maryland. We had the same talent the year before. We won 5 games and we won an ACC championship. What was the difference? It was attention to detail. It was how we worked in the offseason.
Have you, obviously Coach Friedgen is a guy who Rutgers fans care about. Have you set him and Ash up at all? Have you connected them at all?
I haven't. No, I haven't. I do talk to Ralph occasionally. I know he spoke to Patton not too long ago, but I talk to him often. He's a coach with a father figure and somebody that I respect, and obviously he's had a lot of success.
Coach, with Janarian, obviously, you'd like to have him back next year. Do you have any conversations with him about that?
Right now, not yet, and we'll discuss that after the season. I know Coach Ash has talked a little bit with him about it, but our focus right now is trying to get a win versus Maryland, and would we love to have Janarian back? Absolutely. Makes me a better coach. But those are discussions we'll have after the season.
That same time you're losing Simmons, another senior to go with all the other ones. What does that do in terms of pushing everybody else up in terms of you need a leader now?
Yeah, well, that's going to be the hard part, and that's going to be the challenging part for me is you're going from a room full of all seniors to a room full of really young guys. And, you're looking at Jawan Harris and Mo Jabby and some of those guys that are playing now who are still young themselves, but they're going to be the most experienced. So we got to do a great job. And I was talking to Mark, my GA, today. So we got to do a great job of teaching them defense. They still don't even know defense yet, some of these young guys, before we even teach them the offense. So.
What is the hardest thing? Because you have a lot of freshmen coming in next year, to have to teach these guys in order to really play early.
Well, like I said, I think it starts with having an understanding of what they're seeing first. And then obviously installing the offense. But everything you're going to teach is going to start from square one. How to release, how to read coverage, how to block. I mean, all of those things are going to be really important.
What do you see as Jacobin Bailey's future in this offense?
Well, I think he's a guy that has a lot of speed, and we don't have a lot of that right now. We're definitely bringing some more in, but multiple roles. Hopefully we can get him carrying the ball a little bit more. We try to do that a little bit this year, but hopefully next year that can happen. And then also in a pass game, if we can get that guy down the field, it'd be great.
You mentioned Jebby. Is there a guy or two who stood out that we haven't? We've seen Bailey, but for the fans who are looking, who's on this receiving core next year? Is there a guy who stood out who hasn't really played?
Well, I think you look at Ahmed Ba. He's a guy who has size. He's another young guy who's developing as he's down on the scout team. But I think all of the young guys. I'm happy with what we have on the team, and I guess that's why they call me coach. I got to get those guys right.
What'd you like out of Juwan Harris this year? I know he kind of like played a lot more when Janarian went down.
Well, I think one is giving him tremendous confidence and experience. I think that's the biggest thing, and he's gotten experience on the outside and in the inside, which is rare because usually there are two different types of bodies that you play with. But he's had the ability to do both, so I think that's very valuable for him moving on to next year.
I think one more. And guys like you mentioned, Ba and Mitchell, is it important to get them really acclimated because they're going to be your biggest receiver?
Yeah, no doubt. There's a role for everybody next year. We don't have a starter coming back. That's how we have to approach it. Everybody has an opportunity to be a starter, and like I said, the offseason is going to be big. Spring ball is going to be big for their development.
In terms of size, do they need that big receiver?
Yeah, you'd love to have a big body. I don't really care how big guys are, to be honest. And I think I've said that before. I want guys out there to make plays. Coach Ash says he has a slot for playmakers, and that's what we need to have in our room.